Alright guys, so today's video is going to be a update video of a few cars, and as the title suggests, first startup of the GTO project. I actually have started it once before, probably like two or 3 years ago, but I just poured some gas in the carb and kind of like started it for a second. Now that I have the radiator support all in and the radiator's in for good and all that kind of stuff, I want to put antifreeze in it. I want to put gas in the brand new gas tank, and I actually want to get it running so that it runs. And that'll be pretty exciting, plus motivating to get this thing finished. I figure if I have it running, then I can actually move it around, like I can pull these cars out, because as you can see, we're pretty tight here for cars and space, I should say. So that's the plan for today. So let's get to it. All right, so the first update will be for the Nova. So if you had watched that other video where I put the new straight cut gear set in the transmission, or rebuilt the straight cut gear set, I should say, it's in the transmission now. I never bothered to film it. Pretty straightforward, just throwing it back in. And the new PTC torque converter is in. So I ordered it from Motion Performance here in the city, and it came in. And I've driven the car already, and it actually seems to work really good. Of course, I've only driven it on the street, but I can actually build boosts no problem on the foot brake. Like, I made 5 pounds no problem, which I couldn't do before with the old converter that's in there, or that was in there. So I'm really happy about that. We will get some video soon of the car driving. Maybe in this video I'll film a little bit so you guys can see, and if I film it, we'll go to that right now. Baby, I go through the traps pretty, like my shift light comes on, 6500 shift light comes on. My converter must be slipping too much on the top. It's definitely time for a new converter. All right guys, so there was that. Pretty awesome. And if I didn't film it, then you saw nothing. So anyways, okay, so that's where the Nova stands. Of course, no drag strips are really open, so we can't go racing right now, which sucks, but I can still street drive it, which I enjoy doing more anyways. And I also got the line lock, which you would have seen in a previous video. I actually ordered a master cylinder, a Strange, it's kind of like the Mopar one that everybody uses, from Strange though. And it has a 1-inch bore, 1.101 or something. So right now I have an S10 master cylinder on there, which I've had on there for years, but it's actually not really, that master cylinder is not really made for disc brake. It's a disc drum type one. And I never really liked the way the brakes work on this car, so I ordered that. It's coming in. Amazon's really slow. I ordered it like last week. Should be here by next week, and then we're gonna install that master, which is also a lot smaller, so you can see how close this master is to my exhaust. The other one will be way further back, hopefully, is the plan. And then we'll do the line lock and redo the brake lines in the front, whatever else we have to do. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the Cobalt. So the Cobalt is running. This side is pretty much done. You can see the rocker side skirt is on. I kind of painted the rocker and that rear part of the quarter panel just with some spray can paint, which looks pretty good. It's temporary for now to get it on the road, and then we're probably going to paint the whole car eventually, or plasti dip it or something like that. And then I'm sure most of you, of course, the hood will be closed. Here's the front nose. It's not really installed, it's kind of just on there. I actually ended up ordering a nose for an SS, but not like a turbo SS, for like the 2.4 liter SS, which doesn't have that lip spoiler on the bottom. The only difference is there's holes. Here, let me go in a little closer. There's holes like right here. There should be holes there. They're not there yet. There. to put that front lip spoiler on. But this bumper, when you take it off, it actually has the holes on the backside. So you just cut them out. We drilled some pilot holes, one on each side, and then we used a cutoff wheel, little tiny Dremel cutoff wheel, which is right here, that thing. We use that to cut the holes, and then the lip will fit in. And I mean, this front nose was, I don't know, like $150 cheaper than the one with the holes, and all you gotta do is cut the holes. So it was a no-brainer. Here you can see the CX Racing intercooler. I think that looks really good. We're leaving that all open like that. There is a lower grill, but we're not putting it in. I don't have it, but we're not gonna use it because it looked cool with that. I think that's about it. The S10's on the road, but I haven't really done anything to it yet. I still have those lifters and everything, which I'm gonna put in soon, just trying to get some other stuff cleared up. I did do some stuff on the Jimmy. I guess I can show you that. All right, now we're outside and it's a beautiful day. So on the Jimmy, the only thing I really did is, it used to have 15% tinted windows, which now I took the tint off, which I think looks way better without the tint. So I'm pretty happy with that. I also put new tires on the back, some of these Hercules HP 4000s. Other than that, I haven't really done too much on the Jimmy. I'm actually currently looking for a GMC steering wheel, like a factory 1976 one. And I'm also, one of those windows, one of the little vent windows, after I took the tint off, I realized it's not softly tinted like the factory tint. It's actually clear. I guess after I sold the truck at some point, maybe the window got smashed and then the guy swapped it out. So I'm looking for one of those factory softly tinted glass. If you guys know anybody, but I can order one new. So I'm just kind of looking around, and same with that steering wheel for that. So yeah, that's the update for this stuff. All right, I figured before we get to work on the GTO and getting it ready, I should give you guys a startup video of the Cobalt. Little cold start action. Because I never fired it up in the video where I did the exhaust on it. So let's set you guys up and give her a cold start. There's the cold start, but I don't know. I kind of played the video back and it sounds weird in the video, but maybe not when you guys listen to it. And as far as it puffing some smoke, obviously it's been sitting for quite a while, so, and the exhaust is all new. So I would assume that's just moisture and all that kind of stuff. I also figured out that in the winter time, I had moved it around a bunch and I couldn't get the thing to stay running. It kept dying on me, giving me all kinds of problems. And then when I took the car apart, figured out the intercooler had a giant hole, which was obviously throwing the fueling off. So this thing was like, the gas was full of oil, plugs were wet. So all that's been changed, but I mean, it probably still needs to clear out. Once we get it more together, we'll definitely do some more filming and driving with it and stuff. And I think it sounds really good with that Dynamax muffler. I haven't seen another Cobalt with the exhaust like that. And I think it sounds pretty good. So anyways, let's get to this. So what we got to do first, what I want to do is, because it's been sitting, I want to pull the distributor out, prime it before we start it. So what I did the other night is I installed my Stewart Warner gauges that I bought, which are brand new from Summit. That's a water, temp, and oil, so that I can fire it up and watch the oil pressure. I mean, it should have good oil pressure. It is rebuilt, but you never know, right? So What we're gonna have to do first is pull the air cleaner, pull the distributor out, and I have a priming tool, and we'll prime it, and once it's primed up, we'll fill it with gas and antifreeze, and we'll fire up. Okay, so I removed the air cleaner assembly. Now we will remove the distributor. This car's also been upgraded to a HEI, because originally it would have had points. But that was done a long time ago. Hold down that will have to come off. And of course we'll look kind of where this is. So we can put it back in the same spot. Same with the timing kind of here, which I think is good. I mean, the timing's going to have to be set because obviously it hasn't been running. So I'll get a wrench and get the distributor clamp off. I mean, normally I maybe wouldn't bother priming it, but it's been sitting for quite a long time, like not running, so it's probably not a bad idea, right? Just to give her a prime. All right, there's the distributor. Looking pretty good. All right, guys, so this is what I'm going to be using to prime the engine. So it just goes, if you don't know, it just goes in here till it goes into the oil pump right there, and then that kind of goes. This one's actually for a small block Chevy, but basically the same shaft. Looks like this is a little loose, but that's okay. So basically put a drill on there, drill it, and watch for the oil pressure. Alright guys, so I got it all set up with the drill and everything, but I gave her a try and I'm not getting any oil pressure, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. I don't know if it's just because it's been sitting and there's no oil, you know, in anything, but you think it would get oil pressure unless it's just going to take a few minutes to fill the, maybe the filter's empty. I can definitely feel resistance, so the pump is pumping the oil. I don't know where it's going. It's not leaking or anything, I don't think. Let's take a look under here. No, nothing. So I guess I'll just keep priming it for some more and see. These also go counterclockwise instead of clockwise. So like a small block Chevy, you would go clockwise. This is reverse, but I am doing it the right way. I'm doing it reverse, so I don't know. I'm getting nothing. I even tried taking the oil pressure gauge off and nothing. So I'm not sure what is going on. When I had this engine apart before, I put rings and bearings in it, and that's it. Like the engine was in really good shape. I just basically freshened it up, but I never like tore the whole block apart and removed plugs and, you know, from the block and all that kind of stuff. So I never got, you know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just, like I said, it's just taking that long to get oil, but I can't see it taking that long. I mean, the pressure gauge is right on the oil filter housing, so obviously the oil filter the oil has to get there, but it should have gotten there by now, I would think. And I checked the oil and there's oil in it, and I can feel the pump pumping, so I don't know. I'm gonna keep pumping it or keep priming and see what happens. So I pulled the oil filter off, and it's definitely full of oil. So I did pre-fill it before I put it in. Now, the one thing I was thinking about, and then I went quick inside for a minute and did some reading. Oil filter adapter right here. It has a gasket on it, it bolts on. Apparently there's two different gaskets. When you put the engine together, the kit comes with two different gaskets. And if the wrong one's on there, it blocks an oil passage. So it could be that it has oil pressure, like, it feels like the pump's pumping oil. So there could be oil. I mean, I don't really have any oil or much oil at the top, but apparently they say Pontiacs take a while to get oil, especially if they're super dry, especially just spinning it with the drill, which doesn't really spin that fast. At the most, I put rings and bearings in it. I never took the whole block down, so there's no plugs missing, none of that stuff. So I'm gonna pull that off, and we'll see what we find. Might have to a la swap this thing after all. I also think that when I put the engine in, I ended up having to take this off. So there is a chance I put it back on wrong gasket or... And well, from the look of it, there is a hole in the block right here which actually has oil coming out of it right at the moment. And so I would assume I have the wrong gasket on here. Okay, so we're gonna just have to open up this little hole right here, I think. All right, guys, so there it is with the hole that should be in there. But the real funny thing is the gasket kit also came with 2 different kind of intake gaskets, I guess depending on the year. Well, when I first put the engine together, I also put the wrong intake gaskets on. So yeah, that shows what I know about Pontiacs. But we got this open. We're gonna put some silicone on here and put it back on. All right, guys, so we got it all back together. You can see it all down there. And all set back up. So let's see what we can do here. Oh, there we go. All right. I don't know how much that was. You guys tell me. Was it lots? Put down in the comments how much it was. Otherwise, I won't know. All right, so we got oil pressure. So I'm gonna let it prime it a little bit more, even though I guess I've probably been priming the crap out of it already, unless not being able to go through the oil filter keeps it from going through other things. So I'll prime it for a bit more and then have to, now I turn the engine over, so I'm gonna have to put the distributor back to #1 top dead center and all that kind of stuff. So I'll finish priming it and then we'll get that distributor back in. Putting gas in for the first time. Brand new gas tank. I keep looking to see if it's leaking, but I don't know what's gonna leak because
last time you put gas in this thing with a jerry can, they were made of metal.
Yeah, exactly. We're ready to start it up.
Got a little bit of...
All right, guys, so we got the distributor back in. Now we're gonna... I cranked it a bit to get gas up there.
Right down its throat.
And we'll try see if any fire happens.
It's in park or everything, obviously?
I hope so. Your guess is as good as mine, I guess. I believe it's maybe in park. I don't know. Shit. I don't know.
Well, it's worth checking.
I don't know.
I was going to ask the same thing, but I'm glad you did now that he's questioning
Obviously,
it.
I'm a better friend than I asked.
Well,
I believe it's in park because it's on these dollies, but just a question.
are you a better friend if you ask questions like that or if you don't?
I couldn't.
Well, it depends if you think of the
I
question.
couldn't guarantee that it's in park, but I mean, it's on the dolly. Well, I guess I could drive off them.
Yeah, well, I was thinking earlier what would happen. They would just shoot
right
out.
into the S-tank.
Well, into the wall or something.
Right through the wall into the S-tank. You okay? Little stroke?
The gas I put in there is going to evaporate. Hold on, I need to. Or did I do that? No. I just. Oh no, I did. Because this is the power for the distributor. So I have to. If we just stick it into the alternator top here.
The output?
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Need a little more?
Some more gas.
Throat's dry.
Plus, I don't know. I mean, I put the timing kind of at 0. So, is that exactly where it needs to be? I don't know. But we heard some fire.
Give it a bit.
I mean, I hope that, you know, brand new fuel pump still works, considering it's been a while that it's been sitting there. Where's the other end? I mean, it'll go. It should have, like, how long is it? Mind you, it's half-inch fuel line, totally empty.
You emptied it out since last time you fired it up?
Well, I never put gas in it last time. Like, I just put
Down
gas in the carb,
right.
and I started like that. That's all I did last time, pretty much, I think. Is it went, and that was it. Like, I didn't.
How did it go?
Like that. I didn't run it. I just, you know, started it for a second. The longest it ran so far.
What if you crack that fuel line loose?
I'm trying to see if there's gas there.
Huh.
And there's not.
Sounds pretty lazy on timing.
No laptop needed, guys.
Woo!
Fuck, that's just the header paint, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still leaking gas here. Maybe I got a Teflon that or something.
Dang.
Runs though. There we go.
Sounds good off the bat.
Yeah? I'll have to fix that fuel leak before I start it again. Oh, stinky. Oh, the headers all of a sudden look way cleaner all by themselves. Just from getting hot. Look how nice and black they look. Burnt off all the dust, I guess. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, so there it is. Runs. Was making, what did you say, Clayton? 60, 70 pounds oil pressure? 70 when it was running. So that's pretty good. I put antifreeze in it and water, and I'm gonna let it run again. Not today though. Let it run, let it heat up, set the timing and all that kind of stuff on it so that it's running mint. But
Drag race it at the strip with antifreeze in it.
I'm not gonna drag race it at all. It's just a cruiser, man. It's not a drag car. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Mike's setting up the live stream right there, staring weirdly at
This is
you.
Rob's Christmas special.
And yeah, Merry Christmas to all you guys. And we'll check you later.